All right, y'all. So look, let's talk about this quote from Paul Finebaum, obviously on the Alabama Crimson Tide. All right, so he says, quite frankly, this is one of the great recruiting runs we've seen in some years. It almost feels like Nick Saban's running the ship again when it comes to recruiting because this is a vintage Alabama recruiting. Now look, I do want to say this. Now Alabama, y'all, Alabama's a brand, right? No disrespect to Kalen DeBoer. He's doing an awesome job, right? We're going to talk about that here in a second. But y'all forget what Alabama is? You know what I'm saying? Like, they've had great coaches before Saban. Yes, Saban put them back on the map. Alabama wasn't what Alabama was or what they needed to be. Yes. But let's go back. Let's do a little history lesson. Now, Paul Bear Bryant obviously coached the Alabama Crimson Tide from 1958 to 1982. Illustrious coach, won so many championships, SEC titles, so on and so forth. Why do I bring that up, right? Because before Saban even came, Alabama already had a history, right? Alabama was already known as a powerhouse, a team that won national championships, a team that was predominant in the SEC, okay? So when he comes over, he obviously revitalizes it. And you have to credit Saban for that. And Saban put so many guys in the league that make so much money. All right, we got a whole laundry list of guys that have been from Bama that have made it to the league and has been very successful, right, for the most part. So he's gotten these kids paid. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, you have to give Saban the credit because he has been recruiting at a high level for a long time. But Bama has been doing it even in this new era with Kalen DeBoer. I mean, this is the class from this past year. You know what I'm saying? Number 4 overall, number 3 composite. Key recruits was Derek Meadows, and obviously Keelan Russell. So like I said, yes, DeBoer's doing a phenomenal job. You know what I'm saying? But we can't sit here and act like, oh, well, it's surprising Bama has this type of class. Bama is Bama, y'all, at the end of the day. Right? That's not going to change. Yes, can they fall off? Sure, y'all. But again, Alabama stays at the top because of what they do, how they train these players, how they develop these players. And more times likely than not, you get on the map, right? You become that guy. You know what I'm saying? You go through the harder, rigorous training so you can have those opportunities. And then when you have those opportunities, you ball out. And then before you know it, the NFL's calling. Hey, we want you. Hey, we trying to pay you millions of dollars. You know, I know they're making millions of dollars now, but NFL's different. You know what I'm saying? So the rationale that this is surprising, it's a little befuddling to me. Like I said, Alabama is a standard. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not that surprised. Maybe to an elite level that he's doing, but I'm not that surprised that this is being done. Now, credit to him. He's landed 2 5-star prospects in the last week and a half, right? Xavier Griffin, Xavier Crowell. So that's not that surprising. But the good thing for DeBoer is obviously he's an elite recruiter. You know what I'm saying? The brand of Alabama is helping. You know what I'm saying? But we can't act like he wasn't a good recruiter too when he was at Washington. They was getting some guys. No, they wasn't getting Alabama level guys, but they was getting guys and they was developing and you see what happened. So again, to me, this is not really that surprising. It's the Alabama brand. Who don't want to go play for the A? Think about how many kids, and that goes back to the brand of Alabama itself. Think about how many kids grew up being Alabama fans. I want y'all to think about that. The recent recruit, Xavier Griffin, Mama, I'm going to play for Alabama one day. That tells you all you need to know. You know what I'm saying? Kids grew up glamorizing, wanting to play for Coach Saban, wanting to play for the Alabama brand. No, it ain't Saban no more. It's a big year coming up for obviously DeBoer. But at the same time, Alabama is Alabama. And it ain't going to change unless they get a terrible coach in there. You know what I'm saying? You have to be like god awful, you know, for that to make that much of a difference. But the Sarah's descendant. So to me, it's not really that surprising. You know what I'm saying? It's not. It's Bama. You know what I'm saying? So, but what y'all think down below? Do y'all agree with Paul Finebaum? Do you think, you know, it's a little surprising? Do you think it almost feels like Nick Saban's righting the ship again? I don't feel like that's the case. I just feel like Alabama has the brand already. And, you know what I'm saying, Kalen DeBoer also knows how to recruit these kids at a high level. But comment down below. Do you agree with Finebaum?